Today's lesson is 5.3 on rates, and it is on page 206 of your textbook. Our purpose today is going to be to find the unit rate in real life problems. Now, the first thing I want to do is talk about the difference between ratios and rates. Rate is a special type of ratio. In ratios, we're typically comparing, for example, if we're comparing boys and girls, they're all still people, so it's the same thing that we're talking about. If we're comparing red crayons to blue crayons, they're still all crayons. If we're comparing quarters to pennies, it's still all money. The difference in a rate is the two things being compared are different units. So a rate is a ratio of two quantities using different units. For example, it could be miles per hour. The two things being compared are miles and hours. Could be cost per pound. In that case, the two things being compared are money and weight. So in a rate, the two quantities being compared are different. They're different units, they're different things. A unit rate is when we're comparing a quantity to one unit of another. For example, miles per hour, we're talking about the distance we go in 1 hour. Cost per pound, we're talking about the amount of money for 1 pound of something. And then finally, equivalent rates have the same unit rate. So if two rates are equivalent, when you put it down into lowest terms or compare it to one unit, they're going to be the same. Okay, for example, let's talk about the problem if you pay $27 for 3 pizzas. This is a rate, not just a ratio, because the two things being compared are money and pizzas. So we have two different items here, money and pizzas. If we wanted to find the unit rate of $27 for 3 pizzas, we need to think about the two things being compared, which is $27 for 3 pizzas. How would I find the cost of 1 pizza? Well, many of you probably already realize what we're doing here is we need to divide. But I'm going to set it up for you in a rate table so you understand what's happening here. So the two things being compared are money and pizza. And the information that we know is that it's going to cost $27 for 3 pizzas. I want to find the cost for 1 pizza. As you know, in our last lesson when we were talking about ratios, we know that we can find equivalent ratios by doing either repeated addition or subtraction, or we can multiply or divide both of the numbers by the same number. So what we need to do is think about, what do I need to do to 3 to get down to 1? And the answer is divide by 3. So if I'm dividing pizzas by 3, then I also have to come up here to money and divide it by 3. So 27 divided by 3 is 9, which means the unit rate is $9 for 1 pizza.